All right, y'all. Episode 9 of season 2, Ball of Magic Fire, picked up where it left off. And I must say, this episode did not disappoint. The scene opens with Reggie explaining to Boyd and Kenny how he heard Paula screaming and talking in her sleep. Now, did you all notice when Reggie was telling Boyd and Kenny, when he was talking to Boyd and Kenny, that there were three butterflies on the wall? hmm Keep that in mind. So he continues to say how she was repeating something over and over again. And then that's when her body started to crack. Reggie said that he started shaking her. And I'm wondering if him shaking her caused her body and face to crack. I don't know. Boyd is listening and looking like, what the F is going on? You all got to be kidding me. He is at a loss for words. And this scene really did a good job of how Boyd is starting to unravel. So Boyd asked, what did she say? And Reggie was like, what? Like, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Boy apologizes, and Reggie says that she was stating they touch, they break, they steal, which is the same phrase we heard in Kenny's dream last week when he was on the phone. The scene ends with Paula Hortz glaring into the mirror while we are watching Reggie grieve. This was a very powerful episode opening up Ball of Magic Fire because it really explains the terror does not, one, doesn't discriminate. Two, they can figure out how to protect themselves, but it's going to come back 10 times harder. This was a great, great, great opening scene. In the second scene, we see Boyd walking out of the house to some random townspeople standing there looking at him and some people we ain't never seen before while the cicadas are still buzzing in the background. Ethan asks Boyd if everything is all right, and Boyd reassures him by kneeling in front of Ethan, looking him eye to eye while lying and saying, sure, everything is all right. Little Ethan was like, yeah, right. Blood and screams does not equal a happy ending. Boyd explains to Julie and Kenny the plan to warn everyone about not going to sleep tonight. And Julie was like, huh? It's not even dark yet, Boyd. Boyd breaks the news that Paula is dead and that there's a new evil in town. Julie remembers and tells Boyd that her dad is at the RV, which transitions perfectly to the next scene of Jim limping, limping into the woods and asking what the F is going on. While Donna tells Randall she is going to kill him. This scene picks up from episode 8 when Randall kidnapped Donna and tied her to the tree. Randall blames Donna for everything, also talked about how he was spying on her. Donna shares what Randall had witnessed at the medical clinic was Boyd and Kenny carrying a dead body of a monster that Boyd killed. And Jim is like, "What? Like what is going on?" It's so crazy how they are talking by happenstance. Or is that part of the writing? I will share in another video about how them talking by happenstance or sharing information by happenstance relates to Jade's chaos theory. Randall continues to blame Donna for them being stuck there. Then he turns on Jim and blames Jim for planting the information in his head to get a response. And here Jim goes with his favorite line. What the F is wrong with you? My house collapsed on me. Jim attempts to untie Donald, not Donald. Jim attempts to untie Donna, and Randall grabbed him like a rag doll and threw him to the ground. Hmm. Is there something significant about Jim being on the ground? Like how his house fell on him and he was stuck on the ground all night? Randall pulls out his pocket knife and Boyd shows up to save the day. Drop the effing knife. They drop the F bomb on here like they just don't have no decorum. But I guess if you're in a nightmare situation, you're going to be using all types of swear words. Jim apologizes while Boyd's look at him like, you're such an idiot for partnering up with Randall. Boyd asks for the keys to the van because they only have 5 minutes before the sun goes down or the street light comes on. Randall throws the keys into the woods and say they are having a slumber party. He's an effing idiot. The next scene is Julie at home on the porch along with Tabitha waiting for Jim. And Tabitha encourages her to come back into the house because it's getting late. Isn't this scene very reminiscent of the first scene of the of episode 1 of season 1 when Megan and Lauren, the mother and daughter who were waiting for the father Frank to come home? Lauren was the mother and Megan was the daughter. Just wanted to clear that up. Anywho, then we see Jade and Victor running up the steps while Jade is panicking about not being able to sleep tonight. Ethan stares out of the window and says he wants his dad, while the two people he is supposed to trust tell him, oh, Jim is safe and that Boyd will bring him home. This is the beginnings of little Ethan transitioning into big Ethan because he knows they are lying to him. I'm wondering if this is what happened to Victor, his mother reassuring him everything was going to be okay and for him to be brave, but not really teaching him about the dangers of the monsters in the town and how to respond to a real threat. Jade sighs like this is some bull. Next, we see Sarah getting on Kenny's nerves, but she says something worth mentioning about how Nathan was afraid of the cicadas as a child and he called them monsters. She wonders if Nathan Nightmare is now trapped in the forest. Interesting. I don't think Nathan's fears or nightmares are trapped in the forest, but this is the first time we hear a connection to a townsperson before they arrive. And I'm wondering if that's why Sarah and Nathan were selected to be in the town. Next, we hear the cicadas buzzing, and then we see them flying all over town as if they were just ravaging the whole entire town, even though the town was a mess before they came. But that's what it looked like them flying to the colony house. And inside, Reggie is telling everyone about Paula and how she died and her body just fell apart. And he tells all of them that they are going to die. Fatima calms him down and asks him what is Boyd's message. Reggie lets them know that they cannot fall asleep tonight. Fatima encourages everyone to partner up and make sure that they do not fall asleep. And Bata asks for how long. She says they will figure that out when they get to it. Here's another nugget about chaos theory that I want you all to remember. The scene transitions to Jim turning on the light in the RV and Donna hanging up the talisman. Jim asks Boyd about why they can't go to sleep, and Boyd snaps and says, Jim, why the hell do you think we're out here? Your daughter is terrified. Now, should Boyd monkey stomp Jim like he did Frank for not protecting his daughter? Does Jim's behavior qualifies for him to go into the box? Ooh, y'all, I think so. I'm agreeing with Father Kotri. Jim and Randall broke the rules and put the town in danger, and they should spend a night in the box. Randall tells Jim to pick a lane, and that's why his family is such a mess. That was a low blow. Jim tries to hem Randall up, but maybe Randall is onto something here about the Matthews family and why they are in this town. Jim's bracelet that he supposedly lost at the hospital, I don't think he lost that bracelet at the hospital. Because in that scene when Tabitha was reminding him, he just seemed a little bit like a little lost and like, uh oh, you caught me. I didn't lose it at the hospital. But anyway, maybe that will come up in another scene. It's just a theory. Then Boyd hems Randall up after he accuses him of being a part of the town, and Boyd explains to him about how he lost his wife and his best friend to the town. Before that, Boyd and Donna get into Jim's behind about partnering up with Randall. This is why they should go into the box. Then the next scene is really weird at the colony house. Ellis is escorting Christy and Mariel to their room, and Mariel asks, "Is this the freaky sex room?" If y'all know what Mariel was talking about, please leave a comment below. Next, Ellis and Christy are in the kitchen, and he's weirded out about Fatima's pregnancy, especially being in this town, and that baby will come out with little monster fangs and claws. Hey, Ellis, we're all thinking the same thing. This is when we hear Christy say the title of the episode that, pregnancy is weird and that it's also like a big ball of magic fire, that life is just like one big mystery floating in space around a big ball of fire that keeps us warm, and we're just used to it. We go on about it like our normal day. It's nothing that scares us. She's saying that's the same thing with pregnancy, but I don't appreciate Christy minimizing Ella's concerns because, yes, we do live in a world, in a universe that is floating out in space around the sun, but we also don't live with creatures that come out at night dressed in sexy clothes trying to kill us. Now we see my favorite character, Jade, with my not so favorite character, Tabitha. They are looking at Victor's drawings and discussing how they are shocked that Victor did not remember he had a sister. Jade notices the Civil War soldiers and pointed it out to Tabitha that that's the vision that he keeps seeing. Tabitha tells us these drawings are stories from Victor's mom, what she used to tell him and his little sister. And me and Jade both are like, what? This is what I mean about Victor's mom not being honest about what was happening in the town while Victor was there. Victor forgot he had a sister. He did not know what was real from the fake. Remember, he's always saying that he doesn't know if this is real or if he is dreaming. This transitions beautifully into the scene of Ethan asking Julie if his father is going to die. Now, he's been asking big questions all season, and now they acting like he can't ask a real question. They taught him to be brave. They taught him not to fear, but now they're teaching him don't be honest about how you're feeling and that it's not okay to be brave. Jade asks, why is he having visions from stories from 40 years ago? And then Tabitha shares with him the drawing of the tower and how Victor said on the night of the massacre that his mom was on the way to the tower to save the kids. Then we see Big Ethan telling Julie, Victor, and Mrs. Tien to kiss his butt, and if he starts dropping the F bomb, I know something. But Victor says something that's important that they all won't die like they did the last time. Again, here is Victor. Either he's remembering something or he's trying to, comfort Ethan. But again, can we trust Victor's memories? So I'm tired at this point, y'all. So we finna just wrap this review on up. Boyd tries to shoot the monsters with the bow bullets. Randall jumps out the window. The monsters get information. They hear the music box over the radio. The cicadas trying to get through the RV through the floor. At the colony house, we see Mario tearing up the room because she said she sees something. Then she blames Christy. Then she changes her mind and asks Christy to tie her up so she won't, destroy the room or try to leave. Then Christy goes get her some water. And next thing we know, we see the cicadas start to attack her. And of course, they're all over her body. I think they get into her mouth. And we also see her eyes turn to white like the Civil War soldiers. Next, we see the music box mocking Boyd with a vision of Abby. While Randall is running in the woods, the cicadas are closing in on him. Then they start to mate with him to bore a cicada human creature. I don't know, y'all. I'm just making that up. Now, Elgin remembers his dream and that it was about a boy in white repeating a nursery rhyme. They touch, they break, they steal something. Bhakta remembers this god awful nursery rhyme. She said her grandmother used to sing it to her while she was a child. Here they come, unless you stop the melody, something, something, something. But who knows? Bhakta will solve this mystery before the melody ends. Also, in this same scene, Boyd finds out that Fatima is pregnant. Then it ends with Julie screaming and convulsing on the floor. Her face looks like it's starting to crack. I'm imagining she's being attacked by the cicadas. And the end. Until next time, peace.